Good afternoon. My name is Kent Othman, and I would like to welcome you to this professional development presentation on Leap Connect. So, since we are approaching the end of the school year, we are gearing up for standardized testing. That means our regular education students are going to be taking the LEAP test and their end of the year testing. And our special education students, or our more profound disabled students, are going to be taking the LEAP Connect test. As we get into that mindset, as we get ready for the end of the year, I wanted to take a few moments to share this professional development presentation with you to hopefully give you some insight on what LEAP Connect testing is, how LEAP Connect testing is done, what is the purpose of LEAP Connect testing, and more importantly, who qualifies for LEAP Connect testing. So I hope that this presentation will give you some better ideas and a better understanding of why we do what we do and how we do what we do as special education teachers. I want to make sure that I start by saying what we do as special education teachers is very important. No matter what intellectual range our students are, they deserve to be serviced and taught just like every other student. So we need to make sure as teachers that we are giving quality instruction to all of our students, no matter where they fall at, no matter what range of intellectual ability they have, and no matter what disabilities they have. So as we talk about LEAP Connect today in this presentation, hopefully you'll get the sense that this is very important and every student deserves a chance to learn. I have a handout that all of you can follow along with me. So I encourage you, as I go through the slides, especially with the technology that I have today, I apologize that my slides may be not the easiest to see, but there is a handout, and I would like you to follow along with me on the handout, and there's even a spot where you can make notes as you go along. The title slide of my presentation today is Standardized Testing for Students with Profound Disabilities. In the district of Jefferson Parish, where I teach in the public school system, each school is assigned a pupil appraisal representative, or PAR for short. Our PAR, or the pupil appraisal representative, is responsible for screening every special education student. They do that with a battery of different tests. They get input from teachers. They interview families. They interview the students themselves. And they figure out where the student lies. What is their intellectual or academic ability? If the PAR decides that this student, that particular student, meets the criteria, if they score below the deviated average, or below the average, then they can qualify for LEAP Connect. And we would call that a student with profound disability. If the student has a different cognitive ability that affects the way that they think and they learn and they do their schoolwork, then we call them, or we classify them, a student with a profound disability. This could sometimes include students with autism. This could sometimes include students who have mild to moderate intellectual disabilities. Sometimes it includes people who have other health impairments. It just depends on what their diagnosed disability is and how it affects them academically. So today I'm going to be talking about those students who have been identified as profoundly disabled. In our parish, those students, instead of taking the regular LEAP standardized test at the end of the year, they take the LEAP Connect. The purpose of this presentation, or here are my objectives, is 1, to explain what LEAP Connect is. Some people don't know, and usually it's a smaller percentage of students that actually take the LEAP Connect, so not a lot of teachers are familiar with it. For example, in my school where I teach at John Adams Middle School in Metairie, Louisiana, we have only 8 students who qualify to take the LEAP Connect test. So there's only a very few teachers here who actually have to know what the Leap Connect test is in order to administrate it and give it and proctor it. Other teachers don't really have to know what it is. So that means a lot of teachers don't know. So the first thing I want to do is explain what the Leap Connect test is. I want to explain how students are tested on state standards and Louisiana connectors. So because of the way our curriculum is set up, every classroom, every grade level, every teacher has state standards that they have to align their lessons to. For students with profound disabilities, we use what's called LEAP connectors. Not necessarily the standard, but the connectors. And what that does is the connectors scaffold down what the standards are so that students with profound disabilities can still have a chance of grasping the material. Maybe not at the same level as someone who may be in regular education, but they're still being taught the same material, and they're still being assessed on the same material. So instead of using standards, we use Louisiana connectors that stand in for academic standards. The next thing I want to do is explain how the LEAP Connect is arranged. What does the LEAP Connect test look like? If you're taking the LEAP Connect test, how will it be arranged? I want to explain the use of accommodations and modifications approved for students while they're taking the LEAP Connect test. And I want to just introduce you to some available resources and teacher helps. And a lot of those I've used as my cited sources for this text. I want to let you know what those cited sources are, so that way maybe you can go and look up this information as well, just in case you still have questions. So, why do students with disabilities have to take standardized tests? I get this question a lot, even from special education students. Teachers, from special education teachers. Sometimes these teachers feel like because of the cognitive level of their students, they don't think that their students should be forced to take a standardized test. Or they say, my student has profound autism. My student is nonverbal. Maybe my student is in a wheelchair and can't move or write. Why are we going to force them to take the standardized test? And I always tell them that all students, even students with profound disabilities, they have a right to be given the equal opportunity to an education that prepares them for success in a post-secondary education setting or a job after high school. Everything that we do here, no matter what grade that we teach, elementary, middle, or high school, we are hopefully preparing that student for life after school. No matter what their disability is, they deserve a chance to be successful in normal life and successful in the everyday world that we live in. And that starts with the foundation of education. Every student deserves an education and deserves to be educated. Because of that, we are, as teachers, have to measure what our students know, what our students are learning. Of course, our goal is that every student masters all of the material that we teach them, but we use standardized testing as a way to measure the mastery level of our students. That's why. So it doesn't matter what cognitive level they're at, they deserve an education, and we as educators need to know what they're learning and how effective our teaching is, and if we need to tweak or change our teaching a little bit. By teaching students academic standards, or Louisiana connectors in our case, students can successfully complete high school, and they have a greater chance of success after high school. By giving them the groundwork, by giving them an education, that helps them later to succeed at college or finding a job. Standardized testing is used as a summative assessment to make sure that all students have mastered or on the way to mastering academic standards and Louisiana connectors. We want to make sure that every student has the opportunity to learn what we are teaching, and we want to be able to measure how advanced they are, or how much they've mastered the material, if they've mastered it at all, or if we need to go back and reteach, or if we need to tweak or change our instructional plan. So let's talk about the standards.